Hey, this is Rob Brown with Union Matters. Haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing today? First of all, I want to get some things off the chest. We got an upcoming vote coming up in November, and you want to make sure you go to that poll and vote no against this proposition about the Constitution in New York State. What they want to do, they want to amend the Constitution, and that amendment could possibly get unions kicked out of New York State, and we become a work state. A right to work state. Believe me, you do not want to be in a right to work state. Sure, you may have a right to work, but they have a right to control the working environment. You have no say so on the environment. You know, sure, you can't be somebody's bosses. You can't run the company. You have to start your own business to do that. I have nothing against companies, corporations. We need companies and corporations to prosper us as Americans and prosper the country. We love corporations, but what we don't want to tolerate is corporations taking advantage of its workers, manipulating their workers, pressing down and mashing on the workers. So what I advise you to do is vote no to this proposition. It'll be on the ballot, and that will stop that. Let me tell you something. If you as an individual have not, and you are in a company that is a unionized company, you have to join your union. The union cannot do nothing for you if you're not participating in it. They can, but without your participation, you take out the win. You remove the sail off your union at your company. People look at the big union overall. The big union overall is a collective of smaller unions at companies, and that big union strength come off what the people at that particular company do for us collaboration, for us coming together, congregating, for us unifying, becoming one on purpose, with mission, and with the cause, and with the mandate. That is where you got to get. I don't know what company you're with right now, but if your company has a union in it, I'm telling you, in the age of the current governmental situation in right now, your best friend is your union. Sure, the union's not perfect. Sure, unions mess up here and there. Sure, it seems like the union's not on your side and things like that. Let me tell you something. The unions are on your side more than you think. Now, they may not been able to do something about your current situation because we do have laws in effect, and what's legal may not be logical, and the unions cannot break the law and should not you or anybody else. But the strength of what the union can do for each individual depends on you looking at this camera. Nobody else but you. Stop looking at the union leadership at your company. Stop looking at the union hall. You got to look at yourself right in the mirror, because the strength of the union is based on one person coming together collectively as one unit. And if that one person is not coming together with the collective, you're drawing out the power, personally drawing out the power of the union. Now, some of you look forward to that. Some of you are on the side of corporate interests, and that to each his own. People inspired to go up the ladder. But you don't have to stab your brothers and sisters in the back doing it. All right? You may not be there yet. Go for it. Go for it, man. I mean, I held positions on the corporate side and on the union side. And I think that both need to merge to take care of one another. A good company is a company that take care of their good workers and welcomes the union. And the union is good when that company, they're working with that company to better the workers. So it's all family, supposed to be a family thing. But we're totally against companies that want to profit off the back of the workers. We believe the workers should be accommodated for their good services. We believe the workers should be verbally and financially accommodated for their good workers. And we believe that the workers, if you got a good company that take good care of you, tout that company. Tout that company. Anyway, again, vote no, November 1st in New York City and whatever city that you may be in that may be trying to implement this type of legislation for the up and coming years to come. So vote no on that. Also, want to again make sure that you go to open enrollment, and I don't care what your financial status is. I don't care if the company do have a medical plan. There are other options out there, and my number one goal is to make sure you and your family come up. Okay, and if you believe a $300-400 medical bill, insurance bill from your company, or under $58 or whatever from your company is hard on you, thank God for the company offering it to you and offering to pay some of it. But if that's still too hard on you, there are programs outside the company that you can participate. It's about you and your family and keeping money into the household so you can do other things. All right, so those two things I want to get out of the way. I want to again come to this. Whenever your company has a union meeting, you have to be there. You have to be there. For you not to be there and then you yelled the union didn't, it's kind of tough. How can you do that? I mean, I'm a union man, and my company has a union, and even if it's the last hour, last 30 minutes of the meeting, I'll show up. Even though I know I got to work that night, I'll show up at the meeting. Because I know the union is nothing without my individual effort. The union is nothing without your individual effort. Hey, the company is nothing without your individual effort. The company will tell you if your butt is not there, they're going to write you up. They need your individual effort, and rightfully so. If you're not at work, they need to write you up. And if you habitually don't come to work, they need to fire your behind. Habitually now. I'm not talking about a serious effort. See, the union can't do that. The union can't say that. We can say that, but we can't. The union cannot put the pressure on to get rid of you because you don't show up at a union meeting. But you got to treat the union. The union is the thing that's going to help you and the company go up. Believe me, the wages where employees are at today was a result of mostly unions. And we're trying to bring that culture back into America, where the big companies come back. When the big companies come back to America, like the president said he's going to do, we need to make sure those companies are unionized. We need to make sure that those companies pay the workers what they're worth. Give them the value. Let's exchange good service for good money. Exchange for good services for good benefits. Let's be all we can be the company so the company can be all they can be to us. But without your individual effort, I keep hearing people, what really ticks me out when people ask me what happened at the union when they work on the same shift that I work at. Bruh, why would I take my sweat, blood, and tears of getting up out of bed to go to a union meeting to be a part of the collective just to give you the information? I would be wrong to expect you to do that and I go to you and ask you what happened. That's me trying to pimp you of your energy. People, you got to stop pimping all people's energy. The union needs your energy. It needs your power. It needs your ideas. It needs your thoughts. It needs you to be a part of the collective. Union meetings don't usually happen every week or every 2 weeks. Usually they're once a month or once every 90 days. And you telling me you can't set aside to be there? And I'm done. I get kind of hyper and anxious about that. Come on, people. There's no excuses. If you're just getting off the job and the union having a meeting during the time, believe me, you right after you get off work, you need to you got to be there. If you work overnight, be there. Go get something to eat after you work and go straight to work. Don't be trying to catch another 2 hours of sleep when it took people taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 hours at a board meeting to help get you a little more extra benefits. Come on. There's no excuses for you not being at a union meeting unless you got a child in the hospital or you need to go pick up your kids. But hey, I don't think the union mind you bringing your kids to the union meeting. All right, so those 3 things I want to get out the way. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I love you all. Union Matters I'm trying my best. I run a couple more shows online, but I'm trying my best to do a Union Matters once a month. But again, go to open enrollment. If you know the company plan is killing you financially, there are other options outside, but you have to go to open enrollment. It's between November to February. Go ahead and get involved with that. Some of those plans cost you less than $50, $50, $20, $10, some even no dollars a month. Go ahead and do that. Vote no on the initiative to change the Constitution in New York State. Vote no on that. And number 3, stop making excuses for you not participating in your meeting. Those people who worked on the union board, who's been a part of the union for his activism and things like that, they've been doing that not for themselves, but for you too. Show them the common courtesy of taking an hour or two out of your month or 90 days to be a part of what you are a part of, and that's the union. So that's all I got. This is Robert Brown, Union Matters. I love you. I'm going to try to keep up with more of these shows. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.